Good morning. So today is Saturday, and I said good morning, but it's actually like 12:01 p.m. But today is actually, I have a lot going on. So I need to finish a book that I will be reviewing on the channel on Monday. So I need to finish that because I'm only like 20 something percent through with the book. So I'm about to just have a reading session for an hour. So I'm going to shut everything off and just read for an hour to see how far I can get. And then I need to clean this house because I know y'all said in my decluttering video that it wasn't really messy, but the house is messy. You'll see that. So I need to clean the house. And then what else? I need to make some flashcards because at 3 p.m. I'm going over to my friend's house. He's a UX designer as well, and we're going to be studying for our accessibility exam that's coming up. He's taking the same exam. He's taking it later in the year, but I am taking it in April. So we're doing a study session today, and he's also grilling out. So it'll turn into like studying and fun at the same time. Yeah, so I made myself some tea. This is dandelion root. I usually do like ginger tea, but then people on TikTok said that like dandelion root will help snatch your waist. So trying to get summer ready. It's very bitter. If you don't like bitter things, and you may not like this, it's very bitter and like a earthy type of taste. But I add oat milk and honey to mine, and then I like it. So I made a cup of that. So I'm gonna just drink my tea and then let's read. Okay, so I sat down to read on my iPad and it is completely drained of battery. So gonna let that charge up a little bit. But while I'm waiting, I thought I'd tell y'all about the job search process. So still unemployed. I have applied to multiple jobs. I applied to a lot of them have been remote still. So I know that I know that businesses aren't hiring remotely like they used to. Like a lot of companies are getting rid of like remote work and they're bringing people into the office. But where I live, there aren't a lot of opportunities in tech, though not the same type of opportunities that I've had with my remote positions in the past 5 years since COVID happened. So it's like, it's frustrating because even if like, okay, like I can't be remote anymore. Even if I did that, there's not a lot of options, even like in office positions where I live. There's not a lot of companies hiring for what I can do. And then, yeah, it's just not a lot of options. So when I see them posted, these in-office positions that are like within driving distance for me, I do apply, but there's not a lot of them. So a lot of the positions that I've been applying for are still remote because that's where the opportunities are for me, even if there's not as many remote positions as there have been in the past. So anyway, I'm still applying. I'm still using my job search tracker that I showed y'all in a previous video. So if anyone's interested in that, that's available on my website. So yeah, I'm just applying to jobs. I started a new portfolio. So I created a new website for my portfolio. So I've been working on that. So I've been improving the portfolio, trying to make that as like clean and concise as possible because I feel like recruiters don't have time to just be, you know, going through all these different portfolios. So I'm not trying to have them, I don't want them to be like very text heavy. I want them to be more like short and to the point about, the projects that I worked on. So I've been working on the design of the portfolio and then also the different projects that I've worked on. I've been trying to improve those and make sure that I'm explaining them as concisely as I can. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm applying to jobs. I've also started getting unemployment now, so that's great. That's definitely been a big help. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just me and God out here in the wilderness right now. So I don't really know where we're going, but I trust that we'll land there eventually. This week, I actually had a phone interview. So something cool just happened. So I'm getting in the car and I'm about to go home and I get a phone call and it's from a number that I don't know. And the millennial in me is like, I shouldn't answer it. But I was like, you never know who it is. So I answered and it was a recruiter looking for a design system designer. And yeah, they have a position that they're looking to fill and they wouldn't tell me who the client was, which I don't know. I feel like normally they tell me who the client was. So they're a recruiter who works at like a recruiting agency. But yeah, they wouldn't tell me who the client was, but it is a client that works in the same industry that I was working in. And they want the person to start on Monday. And they also want someone who is located on the East Coast. So I was like, oh, okay. And I am filming this on a Tuesday. So I don't know. I want to tell people, but I also don't want to tell people. Like my first thought was like, oh, I got to call my mom and let her know. But one, she's traveling right now, so I can't talk to her. But two, I don't want to get her hopes up, just like I don't want to get my hopes up. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a contract position that is, it should last for 2 months, but they said that it has the potential to extend to a year. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. On paper, it sounds like I would be a good fit, but you never know like what the client actually wants. So we'll see. I am starting to sweat. We were on the phone for like 10 minutes and I was trying to I had to open the door to get a breeze going. I'm hot, but yeah. Salary was nice. The salary was actually more than what I was making. So yeah, we shall see. The thing, it's good that it was more than what I was previously making, because the thing with contract positions, you usually don't get paid PTO, or you don't get PTO. If you take time off, you just don't get paid for it. So that's why contract positions are usually like a little higher to account for that. So like if I want to go on vacation or if I get sick, I won't be making money. So, but I've been a contractor before, so that doesn't scare me. Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually going to go home and I'm waiting for her to email me so that I can know more details. And then she wants to see my resume and my portfolio. So I'm going to update some things on my portfolio and then send that over to her. So we'll see. We'll see. This morning, I was just talking to myself about how you don't know the path that God is leading you on, and you may be like, well, where are you leading me? And God's like, I got a plan. Just hold on. And so I don't know. We shall see. We'll see. So that phone interview happened on Tuesday, and on the call they said that they wanted someone to start as soon as Monday. And that's the thing about contract positions. They can move very, very fast. Like the hiring process can move very fast. And so that call was on Tuesday, and I never heard back from the recruiter. And so since they wanted someone to start on Monday, I'm pretty sure that I did not get the position. So I don't know. It can be frustrating because it's like you just never hear anything back. And I feel like I would feel better if they could just say like, yeah, a hiring team wasn't interested in you, or they're going to move on to someone else for the position. Like you just never hear anything. And it's like, did this even happen? Did I imagine this? So yeah, that can be frustrating. One job that I applied for, I applied on like a Monday, and by Wednesday they were like, yeah, we're not moving you forward in the process. So even though that happened really fast, I still prefer that than just to like never hear from a company. So at least they were upfront and just said like, yeah, we're not. We see the position going in a different way, or however they want to word it. I would take that over just no contact. It's rough out here. More people that I know personally, I saw like on LinkedIn, they posted that they've been laid off. It's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere, which makes it even harder to get a job because now you're competing with like thousands of people. Like you'll be on LinkedIn, a job will be posted. It was posted 8 hours ago. Over 100 people have applied for it. You know, like hundreds of people, if not like 1,000 or more people, are applying for like one individual job. And it's just like, how do you stand out? How do you compete? If you know people, that's a really big leg up. Like using your network can really help. But what if you don't have a network to use? Or you do, but like no one in your network is hiring. Like since I've been laid off, people have posted or people have reached out to me and they're like, hey, I have connections at this company. If they're hiring, like let me know and I can hopefully like get you in the door type thing. And it's like, that's great, but your company isn't hiring. They're not hiring right now. So like I don't know what to do with that. Even though I'm very grateful that people have reached out, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that companies are doing layoffs more than they're doing hiring, which funny enough, the company that laid me off, I saw that they're hiring for a UX designer. And I'm just like, you just laid off how many of us? You just laid off how many of us? And then you turn right back around and and try to hire companies are ridiculous. Companies are ridiculous. Okay. My iPad has enough juice for me to start reading now, and it's already 12:20, so I'm running out of time for all the things I said I want to do before I go to my friend's house. So I am reading on Hoopla. So this is what Hoopla looks like. Hoopla has audiobooks, ebooks, comics, movies, music, TV shows, binge passes. Not really sure what that means. But yeah, they have a lot, and Hoopla is completely free. You just connect your library card to it. So this is what we're reading. The Black Girl's Guide to Financial Freedom. So I've been highlighting different things as I see them on here, things that stand out. During the Great Recession of 2008, when people found themselves relying on credit to make ends meet, many credit card companies decided it was time to reduce or eliminate accounts. Even loyal customers received letters informing them that their credit lines had been canceled and that payment on outstanding balances was due in full. Deep in the credit card game back then, I still remember the letter I got from American Express informing me that my limit had been reduced. I coveted my Amex account that I had been trained to take so much pride in was treating me like I hadn't been a good customer all of these years. And lowering my limit was going to cause my credit score to take a hit due to the resulting increased utilization rate. Customers in more dire straits found themselves unable to pay off hefty balances and faced costly fees as a result, while folks who were relying on credit to make ends meet were suddenly left in the lurch. If history is our teacher, we now know that we can count on ups and downs in the economy over time, and that credit is an unreliable partner when the going gets tough. So I did not know. I guess it makes sense, but I never thought about like a credit card company reducing your limit. Like my limits have only ever been increased, like, but they've never dropped. But it's crazy that like credit card companies can do that, and they can just like they're basically saying that during 2008 these credit card companies closed people's accounts and told them, yeah, you don't have this credit card anymore, but you owe us the money in full. Like immediately you have to pay this balance. And if that happened to me today, like I could not pay the balances that I have. So it's crazy. It's crazy that companies can do that. This was back in 2008. So I wonder, have there been any laws passed so that companies can't do that anymore? I don't know. But okay, yeah, I'm going to start reading now. So I just got done reading a couple chapters. I am now on chapter 4. I'm 41% through with the book. The chapters that I read, they were all about things that are common in society that most people will go into debt for, but then ways to not go into debt for those things. So one chapter was about a car, how most people think that that's a necessity, but once she challenged, like, is it really a necessity? Could you get by without having a car? And then another chapter about student loans and how, yes, education is valuable, but ways to go to school for free. And if you can't go to school for free, then paying cash to go to school. So finish those 2 chapters. It is now 1:40 and I want to be at my friend's house by 3:00. And I need to clean the house. So we shall see. I think that I'm just going to put on some music and just see how much I can get done. So not challenge myself to get everything done, but set a timer and then just see how fast, well, see how much I can get done in like 30 minutes. Because I also want to create some flashcards for us so that we can use those while we're studying. So let's get to cleaning.
What it is. Like, if it showed the model first, I could say what it is.
Yeah, it'd be easier if this was multiple choice.
It was what disability model says. What did you say?
I said physical. I don't know if that's right, but
you have to flip it over. I know what it's. I know what it is. When a social model. Yeah.
Okay. I really got to start studying.
Yeah.
Don't make that face.
I thought you were going to be crushing these.
I told you.
And I would be like helping and learning as well, but seems like we're in it together.
You're pulling up like the
knowledge base. Yeah, can you keep it on that question? Wait, instead of this, would it be helpful if I just pulled up the DQ University thing?
The exam? Like the 2-hour?
No, not the test. Well, she wouldn't do that, but no, the training for it, the preparation.
Oh. Well, that won't quiz us on it though.
I feel like you need to learn it, Simone. What do you mean quizzing? You're jumping some steps. The quiz only works if you know it.
Well.
Dude, alright, how about this? Go to the next question.
This is the next question.
Oh. If you get this one right, do you know this answer?
No.
Then we should definitely learn it. Persons with which type of disabilities, impairments benefit most from these input methods and tools? Word prediction lookup. Simplified interface. Augmented aids such as picture and symbol communication boards.
I say cognitive. I say B.
Cognitive? Yeah, it could be B or D, but let's go with B. B. Yay.